I just made a big improvement to this GMRS radio. This is the antenna that came with the radio. It's a quarter wave antenna. It's pretty small. And this is the antenna that I upgraded to. This little stock antenna worked pretty well though, but it left a lot of room for improvement. It's been estimated by some that this antenna makes the radio lose half of its power. That's half of its transmitting power and half of its receiving ability. And because it only transmits 15 watts of power, that's a pretty significant loss. This new antenna is a layered model B4505C. It's a 5 dB 5/8 over 5/8 wave no ground plane antenna. What does that mean? It means it's going to transmit and receive way better, and you can mount this thing anywhere. But if you're trying to keep a low profile, not that easy with this antenna. The antenna base I'm using is a Rugged Radio Unimag magnetic mount with an RG58 coax. It seems pretty sturdy and it holds the antenna pretty well. I've been running this antenna for a couple days now, and I've seen a pretty significant improvement in my receive abilities and my transmit abilities. I don't have any fancy meters or gadgets to show you technically how it's going to improve, so I'm going to try to show you in real world. We're going to do some radio testing. All right, I'm not sure if you can see this SWR meter. I've got it hooked up to the radio. This goes out to the antenna over here. And when I transmit, looks like my SWR is around 1.5 and I'm transmitting 11.25 watts. Let me try starting the car and see if that changes. Okay, the car is now running. We're going to key up the radio. We got a 1.58 SWR and our transmit wattage is 15.0205. That's pretty good. I think that SWR is okay. I think I could probably get a little bit lower, but I'm not going to mess with it today. That SWR seems pretty good. I was actually surprised on the transmit power at 15.0205. You can see when the car was off, it was only down around 13 or 11. So I think it was 11. The last time we did some radio testing, we used portable radios. Portable radios only had the standard rubber ducky antenna on. Today when we test, we're going to use a portable radio with an extended range rubber ducky antenna, which should make some improvement. All right, I got both antennas on the roof, and I've got the little one just running out the door. I got that one hooked up to the radio. We've got our radio on channel 19. And I've got the repeater channels opened up on this radio, and I've entered the proper privacy tones, which aren't really private, but whatever. And I'm going to try to reach this is the repeater that's about 20 miles away. I'm going to try to reach that repeater right now. WROP 867. This is Paul on the air for a radio test. Nothing. Let's hook the other antenna up. Okay, now we've got the layered 5 dB antenna hooked up. I'm going to give it another shot. WROP 867. This is Paul on the air for a radio test. We were able to hit the repeater that time. Whether anybody will talk back to us, I'm not sure.
Monitoring tracking repeater.
Good afternoon, sir. This is WROP 867 over in North Adams, Massachusetts, trying out a new antenna.
In the repeater, I'm out in Groves, New York.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, I'm running off the repeater. This is a test of a new 5/8 over 5/8 antenna. 15 watt mobile radio. I'm hearing you loud and clear over here too.
Monitoring on site.
Thank you, sir. WROP 867, clear. Okay, so that was a win. So we just talked from my house here in Massachusetts over to Cohoes, New York, which is, I guess I'm going to have to look the mileage up for that. I think it's probably 45 miles, maybe, give or take. So that's a pretty good shot. The repeater is in between me and him, so that makes complete sense. But so far we've seen a huge improvement with the new layered antenna. The other stock antenna, we couldn't even hit the repeater. So so far it's a win. All right, so here I am right over here in North Adams, and the gentleman that I just spoke to was over here in Cohoes. The other day when I was doing some testing, we talked to a guy up in Saratoga. Overall, I'm pretty happy with this antenna upgrade. All right, the day kind of got away from me a little bit, so now it's dark, and we're going to be doing some testing. Angela's at home with the radio, and I'm going to start doing some testing. Can you hear me at Big Y? Isn't she adorable? Okay, radio testing from the airport 4 miles away.
Nice and clear.
Okay, radio test from Cumberland Farms. Okay, you're very staticky. Can you not hear me? Okay, that's 5.5 miles from the house. I don't think Angela can hear me, so we're going to move on to our next stop. This next stop is the place that we lost service the last time we tested. This is the final spot that I think we could possibly talk to Angela using the little antenna. So let's see if we can do it. Radio test from Spring Street. Okay, I can hear you outside on the back deck, but a little scratchy. Shook, I'm going to switch over to the bigger antenna. Can you hear me now? I'm on Spring Street with the bigger antenna.
Loud and clear.
Okay, I can hear you loud and clear too. Stuart just texted me. You might hear him jump in a minute.
Okay. Hi, Stuart.
Okay, now we got a three-way test going. Stuart is actually around the mountain. He's actually around the mountain in Vermont. So I'm going to move on to my next spot. Okay, your audio's a little bit low. What are you talking to me on? What are you using for radio? Okay, all I heard was a Baofeng, so I'm assuming it's a small portable radio. When I get back closer to you, I'll try a radio test with you again.
Roger that. Have fun.
Now see, that time you were crystal clear. All right, the saga continues. Right now we are 6.6 miles away from home. and Stewart is at least another 2 miles beyond that. So if he's talking to me on a portable on the other side of a mountain, it's hard to explain, but he's actually shielded by a hill. That's pretty impressive. My odometer says I'm 10.7 miles from home. I'm shooting for the moon here, I realize that, but we're going to give it a shot. Radio test from Mount Greylock High School.
Loud and clear.
Say that again. I'm 10.7 miles from home.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, you are loud and clear as well. Okay, so 10.7 miles, that's a heck of a shot, and remember, Angela's only got a 5-watt portable radio on her end, and this is only a 15-watt mobile radio. I'm not sure I could go much farther. I'm going to lose her pretty quick, I think, but pretty happy with this. I'm going to have to ask you to repeat because I wasn't recording because I didn't think this would work, but we're 1 mile farther south, 11.7 miles, and you can still hear me, correct? Just so we're all aware, shaking the microphone really doesn't help with the reception of the radio. She just told me she could hear me. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you loud and clear.
What is 10.3?
I said times 3.
Okay. All right, so 11.7 miles. We're at the Wabika Golf Course, and I'm talking to Angela at our home. And she's on a 5-watt portable. So I'm not going to go much farther tonight. Pretty impressed with this new antenna. We actually doubled our range with that antenna because I switched that antenna over at around I think it was the 6-mile mark. So we're almost at 12 miles. So we've doubled the range, and then we could probably go a little bit more, but for tonight's testing purposes, I'm pretty happy with the 11.7 miles. So we're going to get heading back. I'm going to try to hook up with Stuart on my way back. All right, I just got back home, and I'm going to close out this video. I'm not new to radios. I've been using VHF for years, but I'm new to the radio hobby. Antennas make a big difference, almost more so than wattage, I think. I was able to double my range with a way better antenna. So I went from an entry-level 6-inch mag mount antenna to a massive 5/8 over 5/8 wave with a load 33, 34 inches tall. It's like two totally different ends of the spectrum, and I was able to double my range. I talked over to New York today, over to Cohoes. You heard that. And I was able to talk to Angela using this 15-watt mobile to her 12 miles away, 11.7 miles to be exact, on a portable radio with an extended range antenna. I mean, that's pretty impressive given the terrain that we have. Now, the line of sight for that particular test was pretty decent, but we have so much hilly terrain around here that it's going to vary from location to location. So I would say if you're using GMRS, if you're new to GMRS, if you're new to the radio hobby, whether it's GMRS, CB, whatever it might be, make sure you got a decent antenna because that can make a huge difference. If I didn't have all these mountains around me, that little mag mount that came with the radio probably would have worked just fine. But until next time, thanks for watching.